Hey everybody, so it's another Tech Tip Tuesday, and just to start, thanks for those of you who are watching these and kind of sharing these out on the internet, the intranet. If you could like and subscribe this channel, that would be fantastic. But one of the things, so last week what I noticed is that my tech tip that I thought was just a basic one where you can go into file in Google Docs and into page setup and you can change the color of the doc for a Hyperdoc was super liked. People really liked that tech tip. So I think we're going to come back and do another thing that really helps with Google Docs. So typically when I start a Hyperdoc, what I'll do is I'll put a picture and a title in here. I'm going to skip those steps for today. And let's talk about tables. So when you look at Hyperdocs, Hyperdocs are great ways to get kids where you can see the process that they're doing when they do like creation projects, or when they kind of work together and they collaborate. You can see that process outlined because these are so shareable. They're easy to share on Google Classroom, but you can also share these out really easy with kids by force copying. So one of the things that makes a Hyperdoc really work, though, is being super organized. And one of the ways to be super organized is by using tables. And so really tables are pretty simple, is that you come in here and you go, okay, I want a table that looks like this. And it's just like you would have a table in any doc. But the key here is the coloration of it, of what you actually do. So my kind of color scheme typically is, we'll just say title up here and title up here. Typically with titles, I'll highlight those. Not that. That's not what I wanted. I don't want to move that, but that's fine. It can move for a second. And then you're going to go over here to this, and I'm actually going to change the writing to make it into white, to make it a little stand out more. And you changed the highlighted color. Let's get rid of that. And actually change the writing into white to make it stand out a little bit more. But what I want to do is I want to actually change the coloring of the table. And so if I click the little paint can over here, I can actually change this to orange, and that's typically what I'll do with titles. And then what I do also to make them stand out a little more is I'll bold this white, just so you can see it a little bit better. Now with content, what I really like is I really like this kind of pinkish red color. So let's just make the whole table this pinkish red color to start. And we'll make it this pinkish red color. And now you have this table and you have this beautiful kind of way to organize your Hyperdoc out. And then what you can do is you can actually change colors by clicking on just a cell, and I can change this to white, and that could actually be to signify the kids where they're actually going to type. And so as you go through the Hyperdoc, they can see that kind of color scheme building out, that the titles are in orange, the kind of content table is in that kind of pinkish red. I like this a lot because the white, so we'll just copy that and we'll paste that in there. The white really stands out well. Or the kind of white spaces, and that's where they go and they actually write. And they can go in, they can actually write and type in, and that's where they collaborate in. So just a really quick way to kind of look at tables and Hyperdocs and kind of build out this kind of organization structure. Because you can also add hyperlinks, you can add all kinds of stuff in where kids can go in and they can actually use this as a way to process their learning.